This is MMA Oddsbreaker. Okay, time to get started on today's Oddsbreaker segment. Let me quickly introduce both of our guests. First, the national UFC writer for BleacherReport.com, Mr. Jeremy Botter. Jeremy, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back, Nick.
Also joining us today from MMAWeekly.com and host of MMA Weekly Radio, Damon Martin. Damon, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, both of you guys being on the show before, you know how it works, but for those that don't, let's quickly explain. BetDSI, our sponsored sportsbook, has donated a $5K bankroll to both guys, and they get to pick 4 fights to bet on that I've selected today. Starting off with the first fight, comes to us from UFC 148 on July 7th. It's the Interim Bantamweight Championship between Urijah Faber and Renan Barao. I'm going to open this fight up, pick a -115 either way. So basically, you guys are going to dictate where the line hits the sportsbook at, and we're going to start off with Jeremy first. Jeremy Botter, what's your take and what's your bet?
I really like this fight. I think it's very interesting, and I think that line that you're opening up is pretty much perfect. I think it's a pick'em. For me, I'm going with Urijah Faber, mostly because I don't believe Renan Barao has ever faced anybody as good as Urijah Faber. And, you know, there's a chance that Faber hasn't fought anybody quite as good as Barao. Barao's a very great fighter, right up there with the top in that division. But I'm going to go with Faber for the experience factor.
Okay, so you are going to lay the slight juice that he has, a pick 'em fight, so juice both ways here. But Jeremy's going to go 575 to win 500 on Urijah Faber. Okay, let's throw it over to Damon Martin and see his take on this. Is it Urijah Faber or Renan Barao?
I'm going with Renan Barao in this fight. I think the biggest thing here is that Renan Barao is a very experienced fighter. Obviously great on the ground, great stand-up. We saw him take on another really good wrestler in his last fight in Scott Jorgensen. He did really, really well against him. And I think the biggest factor for me is the emotional factor for Urijah Faber. I mean, he's been building for the last year basically to face Dominic Cruz, and now he's not facing Dominic Cruz. And I don't think you can look away from that playing a factor in how he approaches this fight. I think it's a big letdown that he's not facing Dominic Cruz, and I think he's going to be surprised a little bit facing a guy like Renan Barao.
Okay, so Damon Martin is going to go the other side. You're going to take Renan Barao, and again, it's going to be the same price, $575 to win $500. So it looks like it is going to hit the sportsbooks at a pick'em, and a lot of the fans might be split as well. We'll see how it unfolds on July 7th.
That's it for another episode of MMA Oddsbreakers. You can look for the lines that Nick broke right here on the show to start popping up at the sportbooks throughout this week. And I want to take a moment to thank our special guests. As always, great information from Jeremy Botter and Damon Martin. And of course, Stipe Miocic. Good luck at the UFC, buddy.
Make sure you also check out our new website, MMAOddsbreaker.com. And as always, follow us on Twitter at MMAOddsbreaker. For Miguel Arati, I'm Nick Kalikas saying until next time, enjoy the fights.